Hey you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Kia Cole, and today I have a video for all of my entrepreneurial business owners out there. I will be showing you guys how to make an Instagram story flyer for your small business. The website that I'll be using today is called Canva. Of course, everyone should be familiar with Canva by now, but it's canva.com. I absolutely love this platform. You can make anything from flyers to Instagram posts to stories, and they have many different templates, so that's what we're going to be using today. So first, we're going to go ahead and click the Instagram story template. As you can see, I've made many different flyers, and I'm going to be showing you how I made this flyer right here. I went ahead and did it last night, and I thought it would be a good idea for me to share it with everyone. I will show you a up more close and personal of this flyer. So here we go. We're just going to jump right into it. So first, you're going to go ahead and select Instagram stories. Now, if you look over here on the left, you'll be able to see that they have many different templates, as I mentioned before, but these are a little bit boring and we want to spice it up. So I'm going to show you how to do yours from scratch. If you aren't very creative with that, don't worry. You can always use a template that they already have and just switch it up. Maybe change the pictures, the font, or whatever you want it to say. So that's no biggie at all, but I just wanted to show you guys a cool idea that this company presented to me when they asked me to make this flyer. So like I said, we're going to start off with a blank canvas. I'm going to go ahead and select the color that I want to use. Since this is a fall collection ad, I'm going to go ahead and do something that's like a soft tone nude. I use this nude for my business, so I already know the number by heart. It's F2 EEE3, but I want to make it a little bit more of a warm look, so I'm going to move this around to get the color that I want, or you can always use the colors that they already have displayed on the side. Now I'm going to go ahead and go over here to upload so I can get the image that I want to use. To get these images on my computer, I use my phone for everything, so I just airdrop it to my computer so that I can have it. As you can see here, it's very easy to maneuver if you are an iPhone user or an Apple product user. Please, it's super easy when it comes to airdropping. So if you have an Android, you might want to switch over. So I'm going to select the photo that I uploaded already. Now we're going to go ahead and make this photo a little bit larger. I'm trying to zoom in so you guys will be able to see. So I'm going to make this larger, and what I'm going to do here is we're going to remove the background from this photo. It's super easy, and that's what I love about this app as well. I did have to pay for this app. It's not free, but it has everything you need. So I'm going to go to edit image and then background remover. I'm just going to give it some time to upload, and it's going to remove the background. Very clean, crisp, and you don't see any flowers or anything like that. So that's why I love this website. Now I'm going to enlarge this photo a little bit more so that her feet can be touching the bottom of the flyer, but then it's also large enough to fill out the entire flyer, as you can see here. So I'm just playing around with it so I can get the right size. Next, I'm going to go ahead and click on the transparency button up here at the top, and I'm going to lighten the picture so that it looks like it's a transparent background and it's not so vibrant. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to the next photo. I selected it from the media, and I'm going to hit edit image, remove background, so we can have another clear photo. We are going to go ahead and enlarge this photo to make it a little bit bigger, but not as big as the first photo that we added to the flyer. So I'm going to make it probably shoulder length to give it like some kind of elevation. And this is what it's going to look like. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I want to add a white border around the image. So I'm going to go ahead over here and click the duplicate button, which is next to the trash can at the upper right hand corner. It's going to give me two photos, and that's the one thing that I kind of don't like about Canva, is that they don't have the shadow button to make a border around the image like PicMonkey does. So you're going to go ahead and select edit image. We're going to pick one of these filters so that we can change the look of the photo. I saw this on another YouTube channel, so I don't know if they have a feature yet to do shadows, but this was the latest that I've seen so far. I'm going to select soft, the aria, because I want this image to look as white as possible. So when I select that, you can see that it's going to be faded. Next, I'm going to go ahead and stroll up and go to brightness. I'm going to make this as bright as possible so I can get that white look. I know it was another way to do this, but this is all I can think of right now, how I can get it white. And then I'm also going to change the contrast. So don't worry what this looks like, because all you need is for it to be a white shadow around the image. Now what we're going to do is take one image and move it to the side so that I can lay one image on top of the other. You can go to position and change the positions, make one forward, one backwards, and that's how you'll be able to lay it on top of the other one, because right now the shadow was on the top. And I'm just going to move it a little bit, and now you can see a white border around the image to give it that pop and that definition. So now I'm going to go ahead and select text. We are going to be adding our font. They have a lot of pre-made fonts available with pretty colors, but this one I wanted to go ahead and use a certain font. So I'm going to select add a heading, and I'm going to type it in. I know it looks small so you can't see it on the screen, but the font that I'm going to be using is called Brittany. I'm just going to move this to the top left hand corner. I'm not going to stroll through all of the fonts right now because I already know which one I want to select, but they have hundreds of fonts that you can choose from. So feel free to browse and look, many different cursive, bolds, italics, like things like that. So that's the fun part about it. You don't have to pay extra for an extra font, but for the free trial, you can only get certain fonts, not all of the deluxe fonts. So I'm going to go ahead and type Brittany at the top so it can pop up and to move the process a little bit faster. Now what we're going to do is make this larger. You can either change the size by like typing in a random size, or you can move the dials that are on the sides of the font and pull it so it can get bigger. I'm going to push enter so we can have it on 2 lines, and then I'm just going to move this in the corner here. The reason why I did 2 lines is because I don't want it to overlap over my photos. I wanted everything to have its own home. So I'm just going to play around with it and move it around. And that is the font that we're going to use because we're doing a fall collection. So I wanted to add a circle. So I'm going to click elements, and then you could just type whatever you're looking for, any shape, size, or any kind of features. So that's the best thing about that as well. I'm going to select circle, and I'm just going to pick the first circle that I see. Now I want to make this a different color, so I'm going to select brown. Once you start adding different images, they'll already have a color palette for you that they feel like those are the colors that you want to use, so that makes it a lot easier. Once again, I changed the transparency of the circle so it's not so bold, and I'm going to just move some things around so that I can make space for everything. Next, I'm going to go ahead and look for some dots because I wanted to make the circle stand out a little bit more. So you can either type in circle dot or dot circles, and you'll see what I mean, just so we can have like a little bit of a feature around the circle and make it pop a little bit more. Once you have the dots that you want to use, I'm going to go ahead and put it inside of the circle, not on the outside of the circle. You don't have to pick one that is animated. You can pick one that is like a standstill, but to make it a little bit more fun, I love the animation because it doesn't look boring. So I'm just going to make this smaller and put it on the inside of the circle. The only thing is you can't change the colors. You can only select whatever colors or images they have there. Now I'm going to select text again, and we're going to add a heading once again. Now in this circle, you can always put new arrivals. You can put coming soon. You can put pre-order. You can put 30% off, 50% off. Whatever you want to advertise in the circle, that is always good because that's what's going to attract the customer and gain their interest. So I'm going to go ahead and move the font inside the circle so you can see it a little bit better. I am also going to change the font and the color. The font that I'm going to use this time is called London, and the color that I'm going to use is white. So I'm going to just search it because I pre-made this already, so I know which fonts I want to use. London is very popular. It's cute. To me, it's like a boutique kind of font, so you can also use that as well. So because I want to change the color up, I'm going to go back to our color palette and I'm going to select white so we can change the image of the new arrivals. And then I'm also going to go back to elements and add fall leaves because I wanted to give like a little fun vibe to it. So I saw some leaves that were falling and I thought this would be cool to add to the flyer. You don't necessarily have to do this, but if you wanted to just add like a cute little touch, I thought this was nice. So I selected fall leaves and I'm just going to put it like in this top left hand corner because it does move throughout the almost the entire photo. And then another thing that I'm going to do at the bottom, I'm going to add a bar so we can put the website at the bottom of the screen. Now with this, you can either type bar or rectangle, but I think the one that said rectangle, the bar was too thick. So what I did was I put a duplicate about 3 times and I made it the size that I wanted it to be so that it wasn't too thick and not too small. And what I'm going to do is change the color of each of the bars to brown so that they can all look the same and it can look like one complete bar. So the text that we're going to input inside of the bar is going to be the company's website. So you could just add a heading and I'm just going to go ahead and type it in, change the font to white as well so that we can keep the same kind of consistency on the page. And we're going to just add that to the bottom of the page. So another thing that you can also do is add your logo to the image. I know a lot of companies do that. So whenever someone comes across your ad or they see something that you sell, that your logo is on there, this also builds trust and that they know that they're purchasing from the proper company. Because a lot of Instagrammers are starting to make fake Instagram pages of boutiques. But once you add your logo on it, they'll be for sure that this is the right company. So once I've come across the logo, I went ahead and put edit image and I removed the background from the logo. If your logo has a white background, this is another good way to do this. So you can add your logo on top of your Instagram photos if you do that on your page. We could put the logo either at the bottom or the top. It doesn't have to be large or anything like that. We just want to make sure that it's presented on the page. We can do without the logo as well. I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like if you were to add your logo. So this is the final look of how I gave the flyer to the company. I think simplicity is best. You don't always want to overcrowd your flyers, but if you want to add like some more final touches, you can also go back to elements and then search abstract, dots, or lines, or athletic. And this will add a little more to your flyers. Now you can select anything. I'm just going to click one, and what we're going to do is change the color. Once again, we want to stay in the same color scheme. You don't want to go outside of the box and add like a purple or pink or anything like that. So I'm going to change it to brown, of course, because I just love the nude tones. So I'm going to bring this to the bottom of the page and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like if you wanted to add something in this clear space right here. I wanted to change it lighter because it looked too dark next to the bar. And you can also search like dots, and this is what's going to come up. So I'm going to add the dots and I'm going to change the colors as well. Now we have like a little pop to our flyer if you wanted to add like something to it, just so it can not look so empty. Once you're done, you can go ahead and download this image. So once you click this, they'll have different options of how you can save it, but I'm going to keep it at MP4 video because that's what's suggested. And I'm going to save it to my computer. And once again, if you don't want to upload it from your computer, you can just airdrop it to your iPhone and you can go from there. So once it's downloaded, you can see it in the top left hand corner. Click on the file, and this is what the image looks like in a bigger state, so you guys can see. And then you can also share it from the computer. But this is what the flyer looks like, and I'm also going to go to their Instagram page so you can see what it looks like in their story. So before I go, I came across one more thing that you guys can do with your flyer. You're going to select a photo that they already have on Canva and make it bigger. If you don't want a plain background, this is something cool that you can do. You're going to select position and push it to the back so that all of your images are on the top. Now, it's cute, but then it also covers your photo, so I don't know how well, it has a lot going on. But this is another look that you can do with this flyer. If you don't want the plain background, you can always use another photo and lay it on top. Like if you ever see the girls with the dollar signs and things like that. But other than that, that's all the time that I have. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. This is something that I'm going to start doing for my entrepreneurial babes out there. For those who don't know how to make flyers or posts, if you have something that you want me to do in my next video, just comment below. But don't forget to like, comment, and share this video to all of your friends. And thank you guys for watching. You guys have a good one. Stay safe. Peace.